mean, I've seen pictures, but this is...
We don't talk politics. Here we are one.
Hey, guys.
Wait a minute, what the hell is going on down there?
Oh, whoa.
We gotta get out now, guys.
Let's get out.
Oh, my God.
Земля, это экипаж МКС.
Houston, do you read?
War has broken out below. And we were told to take the ISS by any means necessary.
If we got orders from our government to take control,
Lord, double honors and respect go to our apostles, our elders, and our teachers, the men of Great Millstone. To you I say shalom. It's your brother, I'm Ryan. Let's get into it. What you saw is a snippet from a trailer from a movie that has just been released called ISS. And I haven't seen the movie. I might go check it out. But I did watch the trailer. And the trailer definitely moved me in the spirit towards certain scriptures, okay? Now, as you've seen from the trailer, they're inside of this international space station when nuclear war begins to break out upon the face of the earth. And this is all prophesied to happen inside of the Holy Scriptures, to the point of, I took several pictures to point out that from a space station, what it looked like after this fire had consumed the land was a lake of fire. And this is what the Lord has promised will come to America, Babylon the Great, here in the near future. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hopefully this is edifying. And again, I want to say, call halal la Yahweh ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for this message. So let's get into it. Salakia. This is Revelations chapter 17 and verse 1 is where I begin. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And the scriptures explain themselves. So without going into some deep breakdown that I could get wrong, let's just continue reading and see where this leads. Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, right? Which is America, Babylon the Great. And, Lady Liberty stands as that great whore in the earth, which have filled the world with her philosophies and wayward doctrines that are obtuse or in opposition to the law, statutes, and commandments that are found in these holy scriptures. And this is beginning to go into her judgment. Verse 3, So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. All right. And the elders, the apostles, the elders, the men of Great Millstone on down have been breaking this down for years. So this goes into NATO and the EU and their collaboration together to basically be blasphemous towards Yahweh ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in their dealings, okay? They have painted themselves up to be the people of the Lord. They have said they are the children of light, but they are the red horse that spreads about death throughout all the whole entire earth. And her judgment is coming. Now, from the snippet of the movie, the trailer that I put inside of here, this is indicating that they know their judgment is coming. But let's not get off topic. Verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, which are you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, or Native American Indians. The woman, being America Babylon the Great, has slaughtered and annihilated you as a whole, okay? Which is why in this vision, verse 6, I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? Why do you marvel? Why are you gazing? Why are you surprised? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. Right. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, which is Europe. And if you're not knowing, America Babylon the Great was birthed out of Britain. The bottomless pit is Europe. The reason why it's called the bottomless pit has something to do with them not being able to grow agriculture in that area. The land is not fertile, okay? But you can do your own research on that. Verse 8, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Right. These are, this includes 2/3 of Israel, which are unbelievers, and many more heathens, starting namely with the nation of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man that rules in the world today. Verse 9, and here is the mind which have wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, which are governments, on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. And again, this goes into, you can look up Great Millstone breakdown on Revelations chapter 17, and let the apostles give it to you raw, and Lord willing, you receive that understanding. But I'm going to continue on, because the lake of fire that I viewed from the trailer had me thinking of the judgment of this whore and her system. Verse 13, these have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb. The Lamb is Yahushua, the Son of Yahweh, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Right. And this would be the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay. The 1/3 that will remain, the innumerable multitude, those who were called out of the wayward doctrines of this world and philosophies, that have repented, cleaned themselves up, and turned back onto their power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Verse 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall be fulfilled. Right. Which is what you're seeing in this trailer clip. It's a visual of that judgment that is coming from Yahweh Yahushua onto America Babylon the great whore that is spoken of in these scriptures. Now I'm going to skip up. This is Revelations 19. And I'll begin at verse 19. And I saw the beast, okay, which the woman rides, the whore rides, and the kings of the earth, and their names gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his great army. Right. Now, for this, what this is speaking of is the return of Yahushua, okay? And that great horse that he's riding is a one huge ass fathership UFO, to the point of Second Ezra saw it as a mountain that he had, taken out of somewhere and flew upon. This is Second Ezra 13 and verse 5. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue that man that came out of the sea, right, which is Yahushua. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Right. This is that big horse that is spoken of in Revelations 19. OK, so the world was gathered to go to war with each other because, again, the judgment of the great whore is war. She will end in thermonuclear fire, to the point of it was viewed as the lake of fire from outer space from those that were on the chariots that had been saved of the nation of Israel. OK. Now, I don't want to get too complicated with this, but we go back to Revelations 19, and we're just going to continue reading. Now, where was I? Yes, verse 19. And by the way, read all of Revelation 19, because I realize I did skip a few of these scriptures here that are important to understand the judgment of the great whore. However, hopefully you get the point and study for yourself. Verse 19 again. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, which is spoken of in Revelations 13 and 16. It is going to be implanted under the hand or under the forehead, and no one will be able to buy or sell or even participate in this new world economy without it. And we identify that to be the micro C-hip. Okay. The MOT to the B is the micro C-hip that will be implanted under your skin. It is technology, okay? And it is coming in the form of a chip, the size of a grain of rice, okay? Now, verse 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Right. Because the lamb, Yahushua, the lion and the lamb, is coming to make war with the nation of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man that rules in the world today. And it ultimately is going to end in their judgment by thermonuclear fire, lasers being shot from chariots, and ultimately the judgment of Yahweh Yahushua. Revelations, Salakia, 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 again. And I'll begin at verse 7 where we left off. It says, but I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. Again, this is talking about the return of Yahushua, him being on a big ass farther ship, and them gathered, the people of the earth gathering their armies together to fight him. Okay. Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid, right? Because that judgment means that the Lord is going to devour a whole lot of flesh, okay? And that lake of fire, as the visual from the movie trailer gives you, is going to be seen from heaven. It is going to be all encompassing of America, Babylon the Great, because that is her judgment. I'm going to end out here, Revelations 20. Okay. And now I'll begin at verse 9. And they went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai out of heaven, and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them, the nation of Esau, Edom, and his spiritual advisor, the self-proclaimed white man that rules in the world today. Verse 10 again. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Right. So before that day comes upon you unaware, and, even the nation of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is dropping tokens, signs that they understand we're at the end of this thing. Okay. Before this day comes upon you unaware, the only way to receive salvation is to repent. Okay. You must repent from breaking the laws that are located in the Holy Scriptures. You must have faith that Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai is a power of the Israelites, and he will save you if you repent and have faith in him. Okay. If you don't have these two things as a part of you, your ass is grass. Okay. No more talk. We're in the last seconds of the last days. The Lord is about to close his mouthpiece through his prophets. The warnings are about to stop going out, and you're going to be left to your own devices. Repent or die. Shalom.